What's going on, guys? I got a few minutes. I'm on the go. We're going to a biohacking center now. Let's stop to get some coffee. Had a few meetings. Wanted to pop on, say what's going on. Yes, blue light blockers. Well, actually, what I've realized is in conjunction to the light, right? So I've been waking up later throughout the day, around 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock a.m., sometimes 9, but I've been going to sleep at 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. So when I wake up and I go out for a drive, right, with a white pavement here in Florida, the reflection actually like really hurts my eyes. It puts a strain in the eyes, so yeah, I'll wear blue light blockers and it helps with the driving. That being said, there are different hues and different tones that you can tap into. Ideally, get yourself some exposure of blue light early in the morning, but after that, it should get kind of spammy. I think Luke's in Europe. What is your take on alcohol? Most people shouldn't be drinking alcohol. I think alcohol can conduce to shreds if it's the appropriate alcohol. I feel like dry red wine with like a chocolate bar is my to-go-to sometimes to break a fast. And I've noticed like some pretty significant shreds with that. High contents of polyphenols, so I would suggest it. Not sweet wine, like sugary wine. You want some dry stuff. Now here's a pro tip for anybody that wants to drink wine that's a little bit dry, perhaps a little bit too strong, right? Very astringent. You can add a hydrogen tablet into the wine, let it sit there for 2 to 3 minutes. You can even put it in the fridge and it almost tastes like a sweet juice. So I put hydrogen in my wine. That's what I've been up to. Yeah. How to get rid of acne, clean your diet, exfoliate your face, make sure it's not too oily, make sure it's not too dry, make sure there's a certain state of homeostasis, and make sure that you have a shower filter. That's probably 101 is the shower filter. How do you fix bad breath? Healthy diet and oral hygiene. You can do coconut oil, emergency coconut oil, baking soda, tea. You can do tea tree oil. I think right now I'm actually carrying with me tea tree oil toothpicks. So it kind of cleans your mouth, antiseptic. Yeah. He's not a doctor. Who said I was a doctor? I'm a traveler. That's all I am. Just one shredded traveler in the meta of life. I mean, most doctors anyway are just bots, in my opinion, because they've just been indoctrinated by right-wing propaganda and left-wing propaganda, because left-wing, right-wing, chicken wing, right? How to be responsible with weed? Don't smoke weed. Also, guys, what I'm going to start buying is toothpicks with nicotine. Talking about like being completely hyper-focused. I've been actually cycling methylene blue, then a few other stacks, but also when I'm working, I don't expose my eyes to blue light. I'll have nicotine gum, anywhere from 1 to 3 milligrams, top right or top left. I'll have bromotain sublingually on my left side, and sometimes I'll chew on 1 or 2 beans and sublingually on my right side. And I'm just like hyper-focused. And then I'll drink also the shredded gourd, ideally with like a lot of mate, a lot of guayusa, right? A lot of things with GLP-1 and a lot of things that are gonna instigate mitigating potential hunger. Nicotine pouches, I think nicotine pouches are probably one of the best ways to do it in terms of cleanliness. Like I wouldn't smoke tons of cigarettes. I wouldn't smoke a lot of cigars unless it's super high quality. I do smoke my Asian pipe, but it's a bunch of herbs with different properties, and I definitely notice a cleansing effect in terms of the fumes that come into the lungs. Like you feel that peppermint, right? You feel that you feel like you actually feel like it's cleansing, because almost when you breathe out, there's like a menthol flavor. So I tap into that. But just smoking vapes, like no, kind of botted. But you do want to look into nicotine. Like in my opinion, most people should be taking nicotine. Now, how you take it, that's the question. And why you take it, that's the question. not only for cognitive enhancement, there are certain elements that nicotine binds to that inhibits other negative, potential poisonous peptides to be able to like latch themselves. So it almost acts like a barricade or shield. So that's the main reason I'm taking nicotine. So, but then focus, all that, that's all great. Like a little buzz is fantastic as well. But the main issue is it binds to the same receptors that those poisonous peptides in the water supply bind to. It's a protective shield. Creatine worth taking? So guys, creatine, if it's high quality, if there's no heavy metals, I would highly suggest taking it. Now, I'm gonna drop some sauce, as I usually do. Dun, 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 dun. Creatine, right? It's one of those supplements where you really want to be taking on a consistent basis. It's definitely helped me achieve the physique I've been able to achieve with creatine. Not only in terms of like musculature, but in terms of like performance, endurance, in terms of cognition. Like it has a plethora of benefits that is bypassed by most people. Then also a lot of people are like, well, you can eat meat, right? And you'll get, I'm like, well, the amount of meat you'd have to put into your system versus a little scoop, right, of 0-calorie creatine into water, it's definitely noticeable. So I would take creatine. I've been off of creatine. I actually took almost like 2 months off creatine, or like a month and a half. But I'm gonna actually, today I think I'm actually gonna start recomposting, which I can drop what I'm gonna be doing, like the daily, day-to-day anime shreds. But that's the game plan. Is right now I'm at 190-ish, pretty peeled. Haven't worked out that much, just like a lot of recomp. Like yesterday, I did a lot of stretching. I needed to do a lot of stretching in a fasted state. I alkalinized my body with a lot of baking soda, chlorophyll, colloidal silver, reishi, lion's mane. Yeah, been going at it. That being said, I've already noticed, just even stretching, I've already noticed like the recomp. So what I'm planning on doing is 15 mgs to 20 mgs of creatine for the next 3 days, 4 days. People are like, oh, well, you can deaminate it, it's a waste of money. I'm like, brother, it's fiat currency. I do as I please with fiat currency. I want to make sure that's fully saturated. That being said, then I'm going to hit anywhere from 5 to 7 milligrams. Now in anime shreds, there's a certain, I talk about, there's a certain supplement that I've been taking that's been very beneficial. And I combine it with creatine, especially in the fasted state. And I've noticed massive like gains with that. So that being said, guys, creatine is one of those supplements that I would really like. It's 101. I would tap into personally. Not bad quality, not cheap creatine. If not, I wouldn't take it at all. Like I'd rather not take creatine than take bad creatine. It's the same thing with your wine. It's the same thing with your chocolate. It's the same thing with your meat, right? It's the same thing with everything in life. It's the same thing with the way how you train. The better you put yourself in terms of this circumstance, the higher chance of probability you have to achieve the desired results. Yesterday, I was inclined to want to do hypertrophy training, but I knew I needed to stretch. So the issue was, would I be dictated by ego, or would I be dictated by logic and pragmatic thinking in terms of what my objective is, which is building a solid foundation, alkalizing the body, make sure that we can mitigate any sort of injury. So yeah, guys, that's more or less what I did last night. I finished workout at 3 a.m. Pretty good recomp. And yeah, you guys are gonna see some, I'm at 190 right now. It's gonna be pretty gnarly. I've found a few tricks, and I think the recomp is gonna be kind of crazy. That being said, hope everybody's doing good. Peace and grace. And remember, don't wear too much polyester.